You lost yourself to survive. Now you're here to remember who the fuck you are. Your worth, your style, your power, your abundant identity. This is Pretty Little Rebellion, where the good girl ends and the real you begins. Let's zhuzh you up, babe. Welcome back to Pretty Little Rebellion, the podcast that takes you from bruised to bougie. I'm Angie Ritchie, your transformational personal stylist and identity intuitive. I'm the former good girl who lost herself trying to please everyone else. I've lived through trauma, abuse, and life-threatening medical battles. And every time I've had to rebuild, one tool has been the spark that brought me back to life: personal style. Because style isn't superficial, it's sovereignty. It's how we express who we are on a soul level. Here's the deal, babe. If your stylist or coach can't promise to set you free, you're in the wrong room. I don't collect clients, I crown queens. I hand you the tools, the keys, and the confidence to become your own stylist forever. That's sovereignty. That's Pretty Little Rebellion. This episode is part of a special 5-episode series, a playlist designed to be the very first step in your Pretty Little Rebellion journey. This is where all future clients and podcast listeners will begin with me. It's where I'll redirect women who get lost along the way or who take breaks and come back when they're ready to recommit. And unlike my regular podcast episodes, this playlist is meant to be listened to in order, start to finish. This is episode 2. So if you missed episode 1, go back and start there before diving in here. In episode 1, we cracked open the why behind your closet chaos. Why you can own so many clothes and still feel like you've got nothing to wear. Now we're jumping ahead into episode 2, and I'm handing you your first win. The very first step toward transforming your style and your identity starts here. The closet clean out most people dread. But that's not the vibe we subscribe to here. We're making closet clean out a breeze with my simplified method, the Fresh Slate 8. And we're lacing every decision with intention. All right, babe, grab some water and a couple of trash bags because we're about to unlock your closet, clear the chaos, and turn it into a space that actually works for the woman you're becoming. Now, before we dive into the piles, if you're not home right now, or you're driving, cooking, cleaning, whatever, this is your heads up. You're going to want to make sure you're following the podcast and save this episode for later. That way, when you do set aside some time to actually clean out your closet, you can just hit play and have me walk you through it step by step. It'll be quick, painless, and done before you know it. Kind of like getting waxed. One quick rip and you're as smooth as a glass of rosé on a Friday night. Every great plan requires organization, and our organization method is the simplest it could be. We're going to separate everything into 5 piles. That's it. No chaos, no guessing, just clarity. Here are your piles. The first pile is trash. Ripped, stained, faded, or damaged clothing goes here. Donate is your second pile. Still wearable, but not worth the effort of selling. The third pile is sell. In great condition, valuable enough to list. The fourth pile is stash. It doesn't fit right now, but it could later. Weight changes, maternity, seasonal. These do not live in your closet. They go in a tote or another space labeled and easy to grab when the time comes. And the fifth pile is keep. The hell yes pieces. And here's the rebel truth. When you ask the Fresh Slate 8 in this exact order, you cut through the confusion faster than any other method. You don't just get to the bottom of your mystery, you get to the bottom of your closet and the right pile for every single piece. And let's be real. The reason so many of us struggle with closet cleanouts and letting go of stuff is fear. That's what hoarding is, y'all. It's fear. Sometimes we hold on to things for sentimental reasons, and that's fine. But there's a better place for those items. A keepsake bin, a memory box, a cedar chest, not your closet. Because your closet isn't a shrine. It's not storage. It's the hub of your daily life. If you're holding on to pants from high school or faded turtlenecks you never actually reach for, those pieces are stealing space and stealing clarity. And that lack of clarity bleeds into everything else. Your calm, your focus, your confidence. And here's the kicker. Keeping clothes out of fear is keeping you stuck in scarcity mindset. You're holding on because you're afraid that you won't be able to replace it someday or find better. But what you're really doing is capping your potential and capping your relationship with money. You're deciding your life will stay small. You're basically saying, I don't trust myself to ever afford better. And babe, we don't do caps here. There's a quote that I love. I don't remember who said it, but here it goes. You have no idea what your dreams will be when you're living your dream life. So why would you chain yourself to a faded turtleneck out of fear? That's not abundance. That's not sovereignty. And that's not the Pretty Little Rebellion. We're not doing that overwhelming dump your entire closet on the bed thing. That's chaos, not clarity. This way, you can go at your own pace, set a timer, work in short bursts, and come back later. It's flexible, it's doable, and it keeps you from losing your shit. Even though, yes, technically you are losing shit, but only the old outdated shit that's been weighing you down. Now, if you are in front of your closet, this is your first moment of truth. So here's what I want you to do. Grab the very first piece of clothing that calls to you. Just one, hold it in your hand, and if you're listening later when you're actually in your closet, pull it out and let's go. Now, I want you to describe this piece to me and jot it down in the comments because those words, they're gold. They'll help us create the guidelines that will govern your future wardrobe. What lights you up? What makes you cringe? What you've been settling for? What makes the cut and what doesn't? Because if we do this properly, you'll walk away with not just a clean closet, but with a personal shopping list in your back pocket. You'll know your gaps, you'll know what to look for the next time you shop, and most importantly, you'll know exactly what to never waste your money on again. Because if it doesn't fit your life, your vibe, or your soul, you don't need to spend your hard-earned paycheck on it. And just so you know, I personally read every single comment, and I'll respond with custom insights just for you. Think of it as a mini personalized style coaching session, sparked directly by what you share here today. And if you want to go deeper, this is exactly where my first tool plugs in. It's called the Clair Closet Journal. This isn't just a journal, babe. It's your sovereignty on paper. Every time you sit with a piece of clothing and describe how it makes you feel, the way you put it into words reveals your style DNA. That language uncovers the gaps in your wardrobe, builds your custom shopping list, and sets the guardrails for what's not allowed back in. Even if it's on sale, even if it's trendy, even if it's screaming your name. Because the truth is already in you. The Clair Closet Journal brings it to the surface. And just so you know, you don't need this journal to finish today's closet cleanout. If all you want is clarity and a reset, you're fine. But if you do want to go deeper and never redo steps twice, grab it now in the show notes before you come back and hit play. All right. Now press pause, do your writing, then come back. And then we'll run this piece through the Fresh Slate 8 together. So here's what I discovered, babe. If you ask these 8 questions in this exact order, piece by piece, it makes the whole closet clean out so much easier. All right. Question 1. Is it ripped, stained, faded, or damaged? If yes, let's be real. If you were going to fix it, you would have by now. Now, I'm not a purging Nazi. Babe, I have a heart. If it's a quick fix and you're actually going to do it, meaning you've set the deadline on your calendar, not just someday kind of energy, then fine. Keep it moving to question 2. But if it needs tools, skills, or money you don't have, or if you can't commit to a deadline on your calendar right now, then it goes today. That's the first cut. Trash pile. Done. Question 2. Does it fit me right now? Be brutally honest, babe. Just the truth in this present moment. If yes, move to question 3. If no, then ask, will it fit me again in the foreseeable future? And let's be clear, I'm not talking about the pounds you've been saying you'll lose someday for the last 5 years while doing nothing about it. That's not foreseeable. That's fantasy. I'm talking about real life transitions and real effort. Did you just have a baby and know your body will shift again soon? Are you pregnant or planning to get pregnant? Are you actively on a health or fitness journey? Working with a coach, trainer, or consistently showing up at the gym? If yes to any of those, it belongs in your stash pile. Out of your closet into a bin by size or season, labeled so it's easy to find when you actually need it. But we'll worry about all that later. If no, then ask, am I keeping this purely for nostalgia? If yes, that's not a closet piece, babe. That belongs in your memory box because it's sentimental, not functional. If no, then it's time to release it, and here's where you decide: sell or donate. If it's in great condition and worth the effort, sell it. If it's not worth the hassle, donate it. Later in another episode, we'll separate your true stash, clothes you'll wear again, from your keepsake box, pieces you're keeping purely out of nostalgia. But for today, all of it goes to stash so your closet only holds what you can wear right now. Question 3, is it comfortable? This is all about functional fit. Can you live in it without distraction? Think about it. Can you raise your arms without feeling trapped? Can you sit without seams digging into your waist or thighs? If it's a blazer, can you button it without strain? Is there room in the shoulders? Are the sleeves long enough to move with you instead of cutting you short? Because here's the truth. The wrong fit doesn't just annoy you. It distracts you. And distraction steals opportunity. Imagine this. You're in a company meeting. You know the answer. You know your value. But you don't raise your hand because you're terrified someone will notice your blazer sleeves are too short. Your boss never sees your brilliance. You don't get recognized. You don't get promoted. And that ripple, babe, that's life-changing. If it feels good and supports your movement, move to question 4. If it's a distraction dressed as clothing, it's out. Sell or donate. Question 4. Does it flatter me? Now it's time for the mirror test, your bejeweled silhouette. Ask yourself, does this piece highlight your favorite assets? Does it balance your proportions, bring harmony to your curves, angles, and lines? Does it give you clean structure, or is it sagging, clinging, or pointing arrows at insecurities you don't want to lead with? Because if it betrays your body, it betrays your confidence. And confidence is non-negotiable in every room you walk into, whether that's date night, school pickup, or the boardroom. If it flatters your silhouette and makes you stand taller, move to question 5. If it undermines you, let it go. Sell or donate it. Question 5. Does it feel current for me? This isn't about trends. This is about evolution. Even as kids, we evolved. At 5, you might have loved pink dresses. At 8, you'd rather die than wear one, and suddenly purple was your everything. That's growth. That's identity shifting. That's evolution. So why do we, as adults, think we're supposed to freeze our wardrobe in time. You're still growing up, babe. You're still evolving, and your wardrobe has to evolve with you. Otherwise, you're dragging your past into your present, and that will never feel like second skin. Here's an adult example for you. Maybe you used to swear by rigid denim and crisp, structured femininity. But now, life has shifted you. You've opened up, softened, and you feel more you in flowy boho pieces than in a Chanel tweed blazer with gold buttons. Maybe you crave fringe vests now instead of pink plaid. That's not wrong. That's evolution. If it feels like this is me, it stays. If it feels like old me, it goes. Sell or donate it. Question 6. Does it fit my lifestyle right now? This is where we get brutally honest. Messy versus dressy audit. Your closet should mirror your real life percentages. Here's the lens. Do you live a mostly dressy life or a mostly messy life? Dressy life equals office wear, events, dinners, meetings, elevated day wear. Messy equals mom life, errands, cleaning, school pickup, lounging, the everyday get shit done clothes that still need to make you feel human, but don't require dry cleaning or babying. Here's an example. A stay-at-home mom runs out of comfy tees midweek, but still has a closet full of cocktail dresses. That's imbalance, and it creates stress. This is where another tool plugs in, the lifestyle lens. Most women's closets don't match their lives. The lifestyle lens maps your messy versus dressy percentages and shows you exactly how your closet needs to line up. No more imbalance, no more running out of what you actually wear, just clarity and flow. Grab it in the show notes if you want to run this audit deeper. If it fits your actual lifestyle and balance, move to question 7. If it doesn't, it's time to release it. No wardrobe gaps. Sell it and donate. Sell it or donate it. Question 7. Is this my style? Here's where it gets real. You might not have done my soul style process yet. So for now, I want you to lean into your intuition. Hold that piece and ask yourself, is this me? Is this my style? If your gut says no, it doesn't belong in your closet, period. But if you're ready to stop guessing and finally define your soul style aesthetic, that's exactly what we do inside Soul Style Beta. We uncover your style DNA and create the blueprint for a wardrobe that's 100% you. The link is waiting in the show notes if you're ready. If it does feel like your style, move on to the final question. Question 8. Do I love it? Final cut, babe. This is the question that seals it. Do you light up when you wear it? Does it make you feel confident, sexy, alive? Because if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. No maybes, no, it's fine. Clothes either elevate you or weigh you down. So if it was a yes, keep it. If it was a no, sell or donate. And just like that, piece by piece, hanger by hanger, your closet is shifting from chaos to clarity. Now, if you don't want to replay this entire episode every time you edit your closet, I made the Closet Compass, your quick reference guide to the Fresh Slate 8 and 5 piles. And if you want the full experience, grab the Closet Clarity Bundle. It includes the Clair Closet Journal, the Lifestyle Lens, and the Closet Compass, all together. So you've got your journal, your lifestyle decoder, and your quick guide in one package. All the links for the journal, the decoder, the compass, the bundle, and Soul Style Beta are in the show notes waiting for you. So let's recap. Here are the Fresh Slate 8, the 8 questions that transform your closet from chaos to clarity. In this order. Number 1, is it damaged? Does it fit me right now? Is it comfortable? Does it flatter me? Does it feel current for me? Does it fit my lifestyle? Is this my style? And do I love it? Run every single piece through these, and you'll always know exactly where it belongs. And those are also some of the ways you can start working with me right now. I know a lot of you have been asking, so there you go. And babe, we're just warming up. In episode 3, we're tackling one of the biggest myths in style. Do you really need a stylist? I'm going to reveal the truth no one else will say out loud and show you why I don't keep women stuck independent, but set them free to be their own personal stylist. That's it. This is where the rebellion begins, right in your closet. So grab your tools, check the show notes for the links, and if you're ready for Soul Style Beta, grab your spot before it's gone. Your style is your crown, and your reign starts now.